All right, check 1, 2. Let me make sure I don't have any double sound going on. All right, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Dano Crypto. On this channel, we show you guys how to make simple, effective, and easy moves in the cryptocurrency ecosystems. Man, yesterday, after trading hours, they rocked us, guys. The price didn't look like it was gonna just dump on us like that, and we had a nice big red candle to the downside. On the 5-minute chart, they just chopped us. They chopped us up. And so I hope you guys are doing okay. You know, this is why, you know, stop losses and things like that are important. And it's pretty wild how fast it just went kaboom. I mean, it hit this level, hit that resistance at the top of this structure here, and it sent us to the downside. And so we went as low as 106 right here, tried to get it back up, try to test it, hit that 20 SMA on the Bollinger Band, and got rejected to the downside per this candle here. You can see nice resistance that brought it down to here, and now you can see kind of having a similar structure here. And I want to point out something that I saw in the Pepe chart a few days ago, and we're seeing it right now too, is the bear flag. And whenever that bear flag formed on Pepe the other day, it just respected it fully. So I want to show you this picture. And shout out to everyone who's here. Shout out to everyone who's coming in early. We're starting early. We're starting on time, but even just a little bit earlier. But we want to show you guys this picture because this is crazy. And shout out to all the people that are watching on TikTok. We are testing streaming onto TikTok, and we got some people that are joining. Let's go. Let's go. Let me know if on TikTok it sounds okay. I want to make sure the volume isn't like doubled or there's no weird stuff going on. But yeah, just let me know in the chat on TikTok. I have some people here. They're joining. I can't see how many people are actually in the live stream, but hopefully you like the view. The only way that I could get it to work is I had to hook up a webcam for it to have the access to my camera, and then also have my virtual camera, and then also have it to where you guys can see what I'm looking at on the chart. So if this isn't like the most, you know, layered TikTok crypto stream you've ever seen, this is the one. This is the one. But actually, now that I'm looking at it, it looks pretty dope. I like this setup. So shout out to everyone who's watching on old TikTok. But look at this bear flag here, doing exactly as it did the last time. I mean, look, it's literally breaking down. Bear flag, and you can see it happening. So I'm in no trades. I'm in no trades. I'm going to be patient. We have this FOMC meeting that is happening today, and it usually happens at 2 p.m. But then they have most of the time the announcements and the mainstream media, X posts start coming through almost like 5 minutes before Jerome actually hits the podium, and the decision for the rates hit the market waves, and then we react accordingly. But it seems like the market is still pricing in for a September rate cut, and possibly not one for this meeting. But we have to just see. We have to see. What do you guys think? But here is this pattern, this bear flag pattern, and it really respected it and broke to the downside. So I'm curious to see how this particular bear flag that we're seeing here on the shorter time frame here is on the hourly time frame. Now, why is this happening? Well, we have Bitcoin breaking down. Bitcoin's breaking down, trying to smack into this order block from where we just bounced previously on the 104,500. So it looks like it's eyeing that. That could be a potential bounce point. But then we have under this price is 103.7. We got the wick down to 102. That's another level that we have to watch for price to potentially bounce. So we have two different levels where we could bounce. We got this one. We have that one as a potential bounce level support, because you can see what happened whenever we hit those particular levels. And also we do have to look at this high liquidity area right at 100K. I mean, this is also on the table. You can even see it in the structure of the price structure recently. And if you look at from where the previous all-time high and what we've been doing here, we're on this. We weren't able to make a higher high right here. And also right here was unsuccessful. So we could just be redistributing the chart around here and pushing it down into this level again, because there's a lot of liquidity here. There's a lot of liquidity there at 99, a lot right here. You can see it in the order block, where this is what ended up pushing us into all-time highs, was holding some support around in this area. And then we have this rate decision. We have tensions in the Middle East. I mean, things are perfectly set up to get you to get shaken out and not have a long-term conviction, strategy anymore. This can make you go crazy, the price fluctuations. But if we're gonna be real with ourselves, this isn't where the money's made in the waiting and having time in the market with the plan that you already had, which was to accumulate more Bitcoin, use the altcoins as a mechanism to be able to get higher percentage risk gains. But then you have to move a lot faster, and then you have to figure out how you can become stable through the inevitable bear markets that do happen with these massive runs. But guys, the people that are watching on TikTok, can you let me know if the sound isn't doubled? I really need to know if it's like if I'm being doubled here. I want to make sure I'm not giving you guys like double volume, or it's like echoed. I'm gonna say, is volume okay? Is there no echo? Not getting any response, so I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, this is the first time testing out this TikTok. Okay, let's see. I can mute that. Okay, there we go. I think this might help. All right, cool. Yeah, we have to watch out for these levels. I'm currently in no trade. I'm in no trade. I think I might just not trade for the week. Just be very patient and wait. We'll look for our levels, and we'll try and strike when we feel the opportunity is the best, which is sometimes the hardest thing to do when it comes to trading in general, is to just not FOMO, take your time, get one good entry. Okay, so on YouTube the volume's good. Yeah, I've just been, there's this new, I guess there's a live studio with TikTok, and I'm testing it out for the first time, and I had to mash it up all together and do this interesting Not me, not you, says but who, says put your, not going to say that, in your pocket, bet more. I've been doing that. If anyone has been just doubling down and really even through the chaos has tried to trade, that's been me, and I have the live footage to prove it. But excuse me. We always do that. I mean, there could be obviously a point where we could pivot here, and this could be a nice bounce point. You can kind of see it in the chart. This is potential, support. We could bounce here pretty nice. We also could fall through the floor and hit this 102 again. We just kind of follow this price structure that's happening here. And all it could take is one event, another event, something to have the market makers take advantage of the fact that, like, okay, cool, like we're gonna run it down. We're gonna run it down. We got high liquidity sitting at these areas, like I was pointing out. Boom, and then they can just RSI looks like it still go down a little bit more, and it can hit this level, hit right there, get a little oversold. Let it get a little oversold. You can see both times it's been overbought here and hit that green level, or it started to turn green. We've taken a cool off. We just kind of take a little bit of a cool off here. All right, and now let's look at ETH. ETH did the same thing. It feels like all coins at the exact same time in 5 minutes just took a plunge. It was like the markets were looking like they were looking good. It looked like it was just going to go sideways a little bit, like through Monday. And I guess it was a false move Monday where it was like it gave us some action, and then it was like, boom, it's going to swipe you. And I'm sure a lot of us got chopped at the knees here because we weren't really necessarily expecting that violently of a, I wouldn't say it was a crash because it was only 3-4%, but when it comes to Bitcoin, and if you're also in altcoin trades, 5% can wreck you. And then you get mad, and then you try to revenge trade, and then they get you again. If you get got 2 different times, that's when you have to go. You just gotta step away for a moment or two, because it only gets worse. I'm just telling you from experience. If you're trading and you've lost multiple trades and you lost your revenge trade, step away. You only start hemorrhaging money at that point. You start bleeding out. You're then taking the knife and you're like, and you're just like, it's bad. You're hanging yourself upside down and skinning yourself, fully drained. Don't do it. It's best to just step back and let the market do its thing, figure out what the hell's going on and what's happening. Then you can figure out if you want to go back in or make a trade. Because at that point, I would imagine things can get fleshed out, whatever it is, flushed out. What's the news? Let the people react. And then you can be calculated, at least a little bit more planned and calculated in what you're actually going to do. I've noticed that in my own trading is that's usually that's the best option. And sometimes what's interesting is that the days that you do revenge trade or something, and then it was successful, it tricks you into thinking that that's okay. And it's not. It's not. It's actually probably one of the worst things you can do. And the revenge trade win will fool you into thinking that that's how you should react in every single opportunity that you can. It just makes it to where you break all your rules, and then you start going in with no plan, and you're just like, then you're just chasing price. It's a spiral. And that's kind of like in life in general, in terms of like how people can start sliding down the slippery slope of continuing to get into a habit or not being able to break a particular cycle, because it's like you can continue to do it because you'll have all of these reasons and excuses and explanations of why you might be doing it, instead of analyzing how it could be completely affecting you in a negative way, that you have this perpetual cycle that you keep repeating. And so what you have to do is go in, analyze this, pick it apart, figure out like, okay, what is it? Okay, I keep breaking my rules. I'm not consistent. Okay, go to the back to what worked. Go to your trading journal. You know, I've been doing this recently where I'm like, let me go back to my trading journal pages. I even took a picture of them and put them on ChatGPT and told it to like kind of like really just put it in a post, so then I could go back to it, and this might help other people as well. And some of it's just like trading check-ins. Go back to your, trade check-in notes. All right. Shout out to everyone who's here. I haven't checked who is actually here yet. Make sure you're hitting the like button. Shout out to all the people on TikTok. I saw a bunch of people that were joining in. I don't know if they stuck around, but they're probably seeing the live pop up on the feed. I don't know how many people even watch TikTok live on a normal basis. Is that something you guys do? I mean, do you ever watch TikTok live videos? I don't even pull up the TikTok app. When I pull up the TikTok app, I almost immediately close it because I get bombarded. But if it's Morad, now Morad just pops up on my feed with shilling SPX, which it's okay. I'm okay with that. We're trying to Morad level our shorts content right now. But the chat, Emmanuel is asking, can you check the 4-hour time frame on the 200 EMA of Ethereum or Bitcoin? You could check the 4-hour on the 200 EMA. I think we have the 200 day, so let's switch that out to the 200 EMA. Is that the right one? Let's see what that one looks like. What's going on there? That is too much stuff going on here. Is it? Oh, okay. So that's the line. Is that the? Oh, okay. You're like, only BTC, man. No Ethereum over here. Let's see. Let's get this fib. Oh, why? Oh, I'm still on ETH? Oh, I thought I clicked Bitcoin. There we go. Well, according to this particular EMA, we are below it. And it looks like we're continuing to go down. We could be sliding into this 103 range. It looks more high probability. We could have a nice bounce from 103, but we also could just fall through the damn floor and hit this 102, which was the last wick from where we just bounced and kind of, we went sideways a little bit. It's kind of almost looks like a scammy Wyckoff, we redistributed the chart here a little bit, but we went sideways a little long. We tested back up, and then this is where it should have just went like this, sideways a little bit. If you're a pattern trader and you're looking at this, and you think, oh, it just kind of, it would just pull back a little bit, just a little bit, nice little pullback. Not a violent pullback right back into this range. That's some BS. Like, come on, that's crap. Because look, if you think about this in a normal scenario, without exchanges being scammy, this would just go sideways, and then we would test up we would test back up to the all-time high. What the hell is this? What the hell is that? This is why people get faked out. So it's so easy to get faked out by this market right now, because it's like, in a normal scenario, market scenario, that would have just traded sideways and consolidated maybe at least to here. But it just fell through the damn floor. Fell through the damn floor. So I don't know. I have no idea at this point, guys. No one knows what the hell's going on. No one knows what's going on. We're just going to have to hold through the ride. That's the only way. We're either going to zero altogether, or we're going to go to Valhalla. There's no in between at this point. We're going to zero, or we're going to the moon. Screw the in between. I either want this thing to go to the ground, or just please just give us the candle, because this sideways manipulating exchange BS. Holy crap. Yeah, and you're right, Emmanuel. There is no such thing as a normal market scenario again, because now that the big boys are in, the people that, already manipulate the stock market, these guys have been manipulating stocks for years. Since the dawn of the stock market, they've been playing this game for a long time. So you don't think they're going to do the same thing with crypto, but then also with the stocks that are also now being involved with crypto and the crypto companies that are going public? They're just doing the same thing. So we just have to, hopefully, with our small fry money compared to their billions, we'll be able to take advantage and be on the right side of wherever they're going to pump this damn thing, because they're going to pump it. They're going to pump it. They're coming for it. But what they're going to do is they're going to play the game of doing the interest rates and all the stuff. They're going to print the money. Where are they going to print the money? They're printing it here in fiat cash. They have to have reasons to. What's the reason? I don't know. Maybe a catalyst that they start because they fund both sides. A brilliant setup. If you think about it, if you're going to capitalize on world events, you're going to be on both sides of it and fund both sides of it with fiat cash. And how do you solve it? Well, you create the problem, you solve it, you be the solution. We got to print more money, lower the interest rates, and have a soft landing for inflation. But they're going to put this money somewhere. Where are they going to put it? They're going to put it back in the stock market, in certain stocks, and also in Bitcoin, and it's going to get a little wild. One of the examples is we have Tron looks to go public in the U.S., form a strategy like TRX holding firm, similar to the Bitcoin holding firm strategy. So Tron will go public via reverse merger with the already listed NASDAQ SRM Entertainment. And so the deal is being managed by a New York-based investment bank. So there's going to be a merger. And then in this treasury, they will be holding an amount of $210 million worth of tokens to start the new firm and start the new treasury with Tron. And so Tron went up 4% on this news. And then also, interesting enough, the shares of SRM Entertainment jumped nearly 250%. So I got to look at this. That's crazy. That's like a meme coin. SRM? Like what? Yo, look at that. That's insane. So we've been looking at, we've been so distracted by crypto that we're like, what can get this in the stock market? Get out of here. That's wild. So I was telling my wife yesterday, I was like, we need to start thinking about options, call options for like these companies like Palantir and Tesla and anything that's going to be actually doing real AI stuff and these crypto companies that are going public. It's like we might need to start thinking about the actual long game, not doing this intraday trading, getting chopped up by the market, all these little swing stuff. It's like, no, just be like, look, in 2 years, this damn thing's probably going to be at that price because of the nature of how the growth of AI is and real earnings, real companies making stuff, not like vaporware, fake, stupid shit on that's fake crypto on the crypto Twitter timeline. So it's like real money stuff. It's wild. Man, we gotta start paying attention to these companies that are starting to, they are public or they're setting up treasuries. There's some companies I believe that are public on the stock market right now that are setting up Solana treasuries too. So this is how coins like Tron, Solana, Arbitrum, and all the coins that are minting stable coins right now and have over $1 billion of stable coin TVL. These coins are going to be the ones that dominate the altcoin space in the altcoin season when we start to push through that wall. That's kind of what I see coming down the pipe. And reminder, guys, that with PHEMEX right now, we have an exclusive Dano crypto deposit and trade earn where if you deposit $100, you're going to get $20 bonus. You deposit $500, you get $120 bonus. And if you get a futures trading volume of $50,000, which is pretty easy to do, it seems like a lot, but you got to remember it's based off your margin that is being borrowed through the futures trading. So you could do that in a couple trades. And especially if you deposited 500, you'd be able to get an extra 30. So by the end of it, you're getting a pretty decent bonus. And then not to mention you got all these different tasks that you can complete that you can get extra rewards as well. And yeah, I'll have to look into that. Emmanuel. That's the first time me hearing that. But geez, I mean, nowadays it's like, I mean, you'd have to really, I mean, when you think about investments and you think about companies, you think about all the risk that comes into investing into whatever it may be. Especially when it comes to companies that are ran by people. There's people making decisions, there's boards, there's all this stuff, there's earnings, there's, oh my gosh, there's so much stuff. I think that's why the average person, when they think about investing, they probably would actually invest in a meme before they would invest in a company. This is why I have this thesis that the meme coins really are going to be one of the more dominating asset classes. Hilariously. But yeah. Speaking of the memes, on PHEMEX, they have a lot of different exposure to on-chain meme trading through their PHEMEX platform. And then also you can do leverage trading on their pilot, which has some of the more popular coins on chain. Like for instance, like you got Troll, there's House Coin on here. They also have Spot where you can buy ticker Bitcoin. You can buy all your favorite memes that are in the top tier. You can get them on here. And then also different than the other exchanges that I love, like OURBIT and Apex and things like that, they have inverse perpetuals. So this is the only exchange that I support that actually does the inverse perpetuals, where you can, if you have Solana or you have AVAX or Cardano or Sol or Bitcoin, you can use that as a trading pair. So pretty cool. So yeah, take advantage of this because there's only 19 days left for this. So make sure you check it out, register now, and let me know how you like the platform. All right, let's check the news. Let's see the anything interesting happening here. All right, so the Bitcoin historians are breaking 48 billion Chinese Amazon. What is this? JD.com announces plan to announce crypto stablecoins around the world. China Bitcoin ban crumbling. Anything else? Nothing too crazy. All right, let's see what's happening with the charts here. Ooh, man. Yeah, look at that. That's so crazy. I'm getting better at recognizing these bearish patterns forming on the chart. Again, I'll show you. Where did I put it? I'll show you here in the printout. And I suggest you guys start doing this. If you start to recognize these patterns and they actually play out on your drawings and actually successfully, complete the pattern, you should print it out and then make little side notes on I haven't noted this one yet, but I'm going to note this one as, a bearish pattern, bear flag that broke out. Usually the target is the length of the pole of where the breakdown started. And it did exactly that. And then you can see how this one is doing the same thing, where I was like, oh crap, like that looks just exactly the same. Here's where it broke down on the resistance, and then you put it right where it bounces. Take that pole and just put it at the top of the flag, the base of the, where the flag is, and then you can kind of see where price can go. And if we look back on historical price data, you can see that this was also, you can see that's some resistance there. You can see a through point right here of resistance right here, right there, kind of lining up. What candle can we look at from the most recent? It's like in this area, but it's like, this is just straight up from here. That was a bounce point from the bottom from the bottom trend line that brought us up to these recent highs. Now this was May 6th, 8 o'clock. May 6th, 8 o'clock. So let's go to ETH and go to May 6th, 8 o'clock. May 6th, 8 o'clock, and see what the heck was going on. May 7th. Okay, so right there was when ETH was like around 1,790. It was like under that $800 mark. It was just getting pinched. Like if the Bollinger Bands, we had the Bollinger Bands on, you can see like it was getting pinched. Like it was like super tight, and then boom, went off to the races. Very interesting how all this is looking right now, but it is looking a little bearish. It's short-term bearish. I'm long-term bullish. I wouldn't say I'm not like neutral or anything. I'm very much like long-term bullish, but yeah, short-term here, definitely short-term bearish. It seems like they're using this FOMC rate cut, the conflict that's happening. Everything is giving market uncertainty, but then the exchanges are just using that to their advantage, so they can just keep doing their rinse and repeat. They can run up price to a specific level and just keep doing this. I mean, this is this boom 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 boom. It's just like, it's wild. You got in down here, you don't care. You take profits, and then you let the market kind of figure itself out here. But we're gonna wait. There's no entry. There's no entry today for me until we can just let the Fed do its thing. It's at 2 o'clock. We got the Fed. Or sorry, wait, is it today? Hold on. Oh, it's in one day. Oh, it's the 18th. I thought it was today. My bad. I'm so sorry, guys. But this was okay. That's my bad. I don't know why I got totally mixed up. I was thinking it was today. It is not today at all. Holy crap. Okay. It's tomorrow. It's tomorrow, guys. My apologies. But this is interesting because when we were looking at this yesterday or the day before, I think it was yesterday, there was like a 99% chance that there was going to be a cut. Now, it switched to a full 99% that there isn't going to be a cut. Oh, yeah, well, fate read decision. Well, yeah, because I thought it was today. Of course it was misleading. It's not today. I didn't do it on purpose. It wasn't like clickbait or anything. I mean, I'm not changing it. I'm not changing it. Just hit the like button. How about that? Just destroy that like button. But we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. Lord have mercy. Yeah, because then I should have known, because then I would have seen everyone making their FOMC streams, which are the most boring streams in the world. If you want to go to a boring stream, it's just like there's like, you know, everyone's trying to stream Jerome Powell shuffling some papers. I'd rather watch bark fall off of a tree than listen to Jerome Powell speak, if I'm going to be honest. What about you guys? And we got Kenneth Lodge in the house, rocking that Pepe. Let's go. Look at that. Look at that. Kenneth Lodge is rocking that Pepe. Looking good. We got the Nerd Robot. We got Emmanuel. We got Paul Parker. We got Don Cabrera. We got John 316 in the house. Oh, okay, so the Canada cut today. Okay, so they had their little juice squeeze today. Nice. Let's go. If you have some Pepes or Dogecoins or Bitcoins or anything like that you're able to post in the chat, please do so. My only gripe with those emojis on this Restream chat is they don't pop, they don't show up. I don't know which version I can use to make it show up, but it just says like ticker Pepe Van Gogh. All right, let's check the TikTok. Let's see if we had any people on TikTok. We had a bunch of people on TikTok join. Total views 82. We kept I guess one solid viewer. I asked if I had any echoing or weird audio issues, and no one said anything. I said, "Is there an echo?" It was like, "You got to let me know so I can make sure it sounds okay." But this is what it looks like. If you want to see what it looks like, that's the view. So I have it split screen. I have my camera, virtual camera through OBS. Then I have it second capture display. It won't let you go live unless you have another active camera device. So then I have this one as the active camera device. So it's a nice little mix up. But we're gonna keep testing it out. But shout out to everyone who's watching on all platforms. So now today we're streaming on X, we're streaming on Rumble, we're streaming on Twitch, and we're streaming on YouTube, and we're streaming on Tiki-Taki, as Crypto Windio would say, Tiki-Taki. Do want to remind you guys that we have a a link to sign up for Apex Omni. If you haven't checked that out, it's pretty fun to use. I've been really liking it. They most likely have all your favorite coins to trade. The volume's good, and it's a DEX. It's a decentralized DEX. You can earn some experience points, and it's got all the gamified things that you would want with earning rewards. You can do spot, you can do perps. There's leaderboards, all that fun stuff. So I've been really liking the experience, and also just testing it out on stream so you guys can see it. I've been doing that a lot also with OURBIT. OURBIT has a FIFA Super Cup competition happening right now where you can bet and guess on teams that are going to win. So for instance, you got the FIFA prediction reward, and you can collect these FIFA cards. And so you gather the cards of the 3 FIFA finalist teams and their matching placement cards to split a reward of $500,000 in USDT. And so you end up getting these mystery boxes. There's fun boxes. So a lot of opportunities and gamified experience also with OURBIT. So, and you can also, if you can KYC, you can also earn some extra boxes. And then you can see where you can earn these daily tasks, where you can get boxes to open. And it's fun to open these boxes. They're fun. So yeah, check that out. The nerd Robert, you seem to not like anything. Yeah, GameFi is going to be the one that might surprise all of us, where it has its own separate bull market from one successful shipment of a product or a game that has the World of Warcraft level usage, where when people were, millions and millions of players were giving $15 a month and $20 a month to play online. We're going to have that equivalent coming into the ecosystem. I'm sure of it. We're going to have that type of equivalent. It's going to happen. It's just patience. 3 years is still nothing. That's the thing about crypto, is that we have things that move so fast sometimes that we think that 3 years is long. It's not that long. It's really not. You have to go through 3 years. You have to go through 3 years or 4 years of crypto before you even learn anything. You got to go through 3-4 years of crypto cycles to really learn anything of substance. But technically, if you want to get technical, we've been in a bull market since. On Bitcoin, we've been in a bull market for since 16,000 of 2023. So technically, for altcoins, it's been a 3-year bear market. For Bitcoin, it's been a bull market since 16,000. So it actually, that's a hard reality too to kind of look at, is like, okay, yeah, technically for Bitcoin, it's been actually really good. Altcoins, completely different story. They've just bled into Bitcoin. as per this chart. And if you're wondering who that is, it's the MAGA Pepe. I drew that on the chart a long time ago, and I just did it as a joke. But he continues to stay and hang around and sip that giant cup and handle pattern on the chart. But see, the thing is, Nerd Robert, I will tell you, people always say that, but what if, just think about this scenario. Okay, we're probably going to be most likely using stable coins and things like that to pay, but Bitcoin is still, I think, could be a good store of value in terms of beating at least a 30% inflation rate. So if you are saving in Bitcoin and you're spending in stables and you are having minimal risk and exposure to altcoins, but still have some so you can play the game, then you would still want to be a retail person and have exposure to Bitcoin. You don't want to be convinced that because you're not rich that you shouldn't buy Bitcoin, because then what if it is still going to go up an average of like 60 to 70% year over year? Then you'd probably still want to hold some of that or be saving in it at least, because then if you're not and you're not saving in anything, so I don't know. But we're all taking a massive risk. I mean, yeah, you got everyone. There's the quantum computing argument. Everyone is taking a massive risk investing in anything. There's a massive risk to all of our investments. We're all taking a massive risk. No one's safe. But we have to take risks. We have to. That's the only way that we're going to be able to really actually get ahead. It's been proven by the people that do take the risks and then stick through it to learn how to get past the expectation of whatever the expectation you had, then learn how it really is, then figure it out. Figure out the game. Which usually it's the long game. That's the one that you end up figuring out, is that you don't time it, you can't time it, you got to just play the long game. And funny enough, the people who've played the long game with meme coins have been the ones that have made the most money. Especially the ones, if you could figure out, are the true long-lasting, high liquidity memes that stick around multi-cycle. They've made the most money. And it's hilarious. Because at the end of the day, tech doesn't matter. Are you going to be able to retire your bloodline and and really change up your financial lifestyle? I don't give a crap what founder is saying what. I don't give a crap what Cardano, Charles Hoskinson do Bitcoin. Cool. Bitcoin DeFi, is it going to pump the Cardano price to where we can actually feel like we could, make some money on it? Because that's what we're here for, Charles. We're all here to make money. We're not here for the tech. The hell are you talking about? Tech doesn't mean anything. You could literally have no tech and just have a better PR structure for Cardano to get normies to buy it, and the token's what matters. That's all that matters. The meme coins have proven that. It's just the token. If you can't get people to buy the damn token, then who cares? If you can't get people to buy the token, who cares if it's the fastest blockchain? So we're all taking a massive risk being here, but which one are you going to hedge more into is the question. Hit the like button if you agree with that, or if you think I'm freaking crazy. Let's go. Do we really still only just have one viewer? It feels like a bunch of people joined in on this TikTok stream. So people are seeing it. People are seeing it. Okay. And guys, if you're watching on TikTok, this is the first time I'm live streaming on TikTok, so bear with me. Hopefully the audio is good, but we're going to go back and listen to this live stream, I guess, whenever we're done. Hey, I mean, yeah, yeah, people are fearful and Bitcoin is still over 100K, but hey, don't talk too soon. Looks like Bitcoin could be headed towards under 100K again. I didn't want to say it, but whenever we say stuff like never under 100K again, that's when Bitcoin comes in and goes, not so fast. Not so fast. Clear up this chart. Yep, that's when Bitcoin goes, hold my beer. Let me show you something. It goes, hold on. Let me show you a little something. It says, let me show you 93,000 real quick. You know what really makes me worried? This is what kind of makes me just slightly worried. Like, I'm bullish. Like, I feel like we're good. We're good. The only thing that makes me worried is that this looks exactly like 2021. Like, where we had an all-time high, people got excited, and then it went down. Dang, it did the same thing. It went down 30-something%. It went down like a lot. But then it went back up and tested a new all-time high, which was a little bit higher than the previous one. And then from there, we went into a ridiculously stupid long bear market. The only thing that would invalidate this is if we do get the money, everything lined up where it's like, okay, money supply, but interest rate cut, they print the money, blah, 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 all that stuff. So that's the only thing that kind of worries me, because it really does. I mean, it's like if you look at this structure here and then you look at what happened in the previous market, it's literally the same damn thing. It kind of looks the damn same. And it went down 52%. We went down like 32%. And then it went and tested back up, but you can see the bearish divergence like clear right here. It's like there was the bearish divergence, and then literally when we did that, that's where we went down to $16,000. Like, we got destroyed. Now we're at the top here. We just did a bearish divergence basically from the high, and now we're going down. How low did we go from the bearish divergence from 2021? We went down a lot. But there were some factors in here that made this happen. We had the FTX crash, we had the Luna crash, we had crash after bankruptcy after bankruptcy. Bottomed Bitcoin out at $15,000, $15,500 on Coinbase. We went down 76%. We have detected inactivity during your current live. Complete the verification to continue your live. What? That's so weird. What in the world? Okay. All right. Well, we're just figuring this stuff out. All right. Let's see. Encourage viewers to send gifts and thank them for their support. No one has sent a gift yet. We have had people come in. Make sure when you come in, you got to hit the heart button. Got to hit the heart button. You got to repost, and you also have to follow me if you're just seeing this channel for the first time on TikTok. What's going on? Hello. I hope you guys like the view. We have the charts up on the top. We got my dumb looking face right here on the bottom. Hope you like it. So if we went down from the bearish divergence here of the recent top, and if we went down 70%, that would bring us down to the 40,000. That would bring us down into the $40,000, $50,000 level, which is like where this liquidity is sitting at the bottom. Would you guys be prepared for that? Would you be prepared for something like this? It's possible that this can happen. I mean, it's not looking good. Not looking good. I was starting to like the weekly chart. The weekly chart was looking real bullish back here. Weekly chart back here was real bullish, and then now I'm starting to look at it, and I'm like, oh no. Now the weekly chart has turned bearish. The weekly chart has now turned bearish. My 120 target here for the short term has now I think been invalidated. You can just see it by the weekly chart. It's like, oh shiest. Because we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weekly green candles. And if you think about it, we might get 1, now 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 red candles going down to 93K. Hate to be the bear right now, but this right now that I'm looking at it, I'm like, it looks like crap. So what are they going to sell into? They're going to sell into something. What do you guys think it is? Oh man, but I'm still long-term bullish. But geez, now that I'm looking at this chart, God, I don't know why it took me so long to like become bearish right now. Because that just looks like garbage. I mean, I don't like how that looks. I do not like how that looks. I mean, that looks guys, this looks exactly like 2021. It's the same pattern. It's the same pattern. It's scary. That is the same freaking pattern. Like test all-time high. Another test of all-time high, a little higher, a little higher. Oh. And see, we want it to be like 2017. That's what most people are wanting now. They're like, look, can we just get a repeat of 2017 halving year where in like April, May, June, July, August, we have like really nice like upward momentum, just crushing it through the middle of the year. And now we might get a freaking 2021, you know, or even just like something like that, just nasty. I don't know. But honestly, no one knows. It could reverse right now off of support somewhere in here and fake us out again and then push up and break, you know, the one of the levels that we were watching was the 114, 115 level. It's kind of in between the range of the all-time high and the Fibonacci extension, which is the 119 level. This is the Fibonacci extension for 618. And this is also the Fibonacci extension on the opposite side, going the opposite direction in for 93,000. So we were thinking which one is going to get hit first before we actually get to 120. We were thinking, now looking at the bearish divergence, more high probability chance we hit 93,000 first before we hit 120. In my personal opinion, in my humble opinion. If you guys are not following me at Dano Crypto 904, you can watch the streams on X if you'd like. You can watch the streams wherever you like. Just all I ask is you repost, you leave some feedback, leave some comments. And here is something that I was explaining to my wife recently. I was saying that and explaining to her that Dogecoin was actually inspired and was forked from Lucky Coin. Lucky Coin was forked off of Bell's Coin. Bell's Coin was the original project of the Dogecoin developer and was inspired by Farmville. Not Farmville. Animal Crossing. Not Farmville, Animal Crossing. In Animal Crossing, there is a currency in there called Bells. And so there is a currency that you can mine that is basically forked off of Litecoin and inspired by Bitcoin, which all of these coins are original proof of work meme coins. And so if you look on chain, someone who was explaining this to me when I was in Abu Dhabi at the Bitcoin conference in MENA, this person explained to me that exchanges are actually mining these old proof of work coins like Lucky Coin and like Bell's Coin. And they're going to hold they're going to be holding the supply. And so it's a limited supply. It's got the similar, kind of, tokenomics as Bitcoin. And I kind of want to keep my eye on it. So, because he was like, you should really pay attention to this. He's like, they're starting these pools, and they're also starting these mining pools, and it's the big exchanges like Binance and Coinbase and Bybit. All these heavy hitters are apparently silently mining these coins. So if you didn't know this, and you didn't know the origin of where Dogecoin came from, originally was the Lucky Coin. So Dogecoin was forked from Lucky Coin. If you want to purchase Lucky Coin, guess where you can purchase it? Spot. You can do it on OURBIT. So if you want to purchase Lucky Coin, you can actually do it spot on OURBIT. So let's check and see. The ticker is what is the ticker? Oh, it's LKY. That's why. Okay, I was like, what is the ticker? So you can see they have it listed on OURBIT. Holy moly. Something happened here. Man, that was an interesting run up here. And I haven't checked this chart. I haven't even looked at the chart in like a while. I was just interested in just the origin of this thing, but it looks like it's kind of going to the damn floor. So you'd be buying it real low. You'd definitely be buying it at the bottom. And that's interesting because that was right before, this was the Trump pump. This was the Trump pump. Get the trading view chart on here. Let's do a measurement to see like what if you were to buy right now. If you were to buy right now and have this thing go to back to $17 from this 27 cent, I don't know, maybe if you get an average buy of 22 cents. Wow, 6,628% gain. Might be worth it, just buy $100 of that. I don't know, and just leave it and just see what happens. Lord of mercy. But did you guys know about that? Did you know about that origin story of Dogecoin? TikTokers, did you know that? Did you know that origin story of Dogecoin? All right. The nerd robot. The nerd robot. Did I just call you the nerd robot? I'm going to start calling you the nerd robot now. He says the exchanges have the majority of altcoins. Yeah, I mean that's usually the case. I mean, they're the ones that have the most money that can buy most of the supply, and then they want to have most of the supply so then they can provide the liquidity also for the users. CZ made a good point. He was like, look, Binance or we hold a certain amount of balance of certain coins because that's what the community has signaled of what they're most interested in. So it is funny how, it's not really, the coin has holders, for instance, like Pepe has holders. Pepe has pretty raw holders, but who owns actually most of the supply or actually kind of has the highest percentage of the supply is Binance. If you go to the Pepe wallet or you go to the Pepe bubble maps, I think the highest wallet that has the highest percentage of the token is Binance. Yeah. And Robinhood. Robinhood's the third, and the fourth is Bybit. Fifth, all exchanges. You can see that obviously these exchanges have ponied up and signaled that memes are here to stay. Pepe's probably going to be in the top 5. And it's the long game. That's how you have to think about it. Crypto.com, Gemini, Binance, look, Kraken, Revolut, OKX. Binance owns a lot of supply based on different wallets, the cold wallets, the hot wallets. Woo. I wonder why. I'm so sorry, guys. I totally thought the FOMC was today. I got the date so mixed up. I mean, I was like, a day off. Whoopsie. I hope you're not mad at me. People get so mad. They're like, you freaking. I'm not gonna change the title either. I'm gonna own to my mistake. All right, let's use this last portion of the live stream for a Q&A. What are you guys thinking? I want some chat. Give me some chat. I want to know what's on your mind. Ooh. Hyro asked, did you put any trades in? No, I did not. I have not put in any trades. I'm deciding if I even want to trade at all this week. Did not put in any trades. I mean, I see some entries. There could be some entries down here. Like these look like some pretty decent bounces. You know, 102 is a good level to look at. So I mean, if anything, I might like set some limit orders. Like it'd be cool to set some limit orders at these levels, but they could shoot us down to 100K in the middle of the damn night, and then, you know, so there's some levels. There's a lot of levels where we could bounce from, and then hopefully continue some momentum to the upside. What are you guys doing? Are you waiting? Are you gonna try and trade this kind of middle of the week range kind of stuff? It's timed perfectly. The FOMC middle of the week on the Wednesday, and then we get the decision, and then we go through the rest of the week in whatever momentum direction. Yeah, this looks like a pretty hot area right here. That one right there. Kind of between 102 and 103. It's kind of some action there for sure. But see, but I'm going to tell you shit, man. Every time I go short, the market goes, oh, Dano crypto went short. Let's completely reverse all TA and all reasoning, and let's just start pumping. That's what happens to me every time. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm gonna go short now, and then the market just goes, you know, I think Dano crypto went short. Send it, and then. Like, send it to the moon. He went short. Yeah, the alts are not liking Bitcoin dropping right now. The alts are not liking Bitcoin taking this little plunge. It's not liking it at all. As you can see, the bear flag pattern on Pepe is happening again. You can see where it did it the last time here was right here, and it broke down exactly. You can see it's same pattern breaking down here, which leads me to believe it can hit that target, probably even go as low as what it did here, which was from the bottom here, or from the top down to the down to the, let's see, right there, 16%, 16%. From the top here down 16%, be about to that level. I don't know why my Alt H is not working. Do I have like a num lock on or something? Yeah, it's just it's looking a little funky. It's looking a little funky. I don't know. No trades for me yet. No trades. No trades. No trades. Yeah, no trades. No trades yet. All right, my friends. I think we're going to hang it up for today. Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully we'll be like this soon. We're just looking through our X, see if we had anything else. I think that's it. Yep, that's it. That's it for the day. We'll see you guys on the next live stream. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you to all the people who came in to check out the TikTok live stream. We appreciate it. We'll continue to test this out. See what happens. And if you're in here watching on TikTok, make sure you repost it. All right. Peace out, TikTok. We're going to end the live. All right, are we still streaming? Okay, all right. All right, shout out to Hyro, shout out to the Nerd Robot, shout out to Rashad, Shipman, Free. Shout out to Emmanuel. Thanks to everyone for coming in today. We appreciate you. And if you are here and you're not letting yourself be known, shout out to you. Mystery people. Shout out to the mystery people. All right. We'll see you later.